to the original conference championship game. There's simply nothing quite like the intensity when an SEC title is on the line. All the legendary players, the epic moments who have made their mark on this occasion. The intensity is simply unmatched. Can't wait for this one. This is a matchup we've all been waiting for. Two teams ranked in the top 5, battling for a precious conference title, but also pointing to something even bigger, the college football playoff. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers, taking on the number 1 team in the land, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. First down here for this offense. They'll hand it off. Powering through.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. They'll feed the back again. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
That's a great play all around by this defense. Your first-level defenders hold their own at the point of attack, allowing the second and third-level players to roam free and make the tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Challenging play for the offense. They face third and long here from their own 43. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And he dumps it off to the tight end. Brought down to the 47, and that will move the sticks.
Chris, we get so caught up in these wide receivers and their playmaking ability and getting them the ball in space. And like the defense has to pay attention to them. Often too much attention opens up an underneath drag route like this, and quarterback makes a good read. Nice first down.
They get him down, but not before he moves the football to the 32.
Well, it's a great completion here. Quarterback puts this ball on the money. And when you talk about LSU and you talk about the history, it's easy to bring up Joe Burrow in 2019. But, Chris, you've been following this as long as I have. You know that when LSU is really dangerous, they get consistent play from the quarterback. It doesn't have to be Burrow, but just a guy that can be efficient, be a good leader, and complement the running game. And right now you're starting to see that from this team. Good completion. Now, can you do it consistently? Because if you can, with the athletes they have around that position, they become a real threat.
Offense lines up for a second down play off the incompletion. Here comes a handoff. The junior able to bring him down quickly.
You know, in that era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. And he'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down.
Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. Looks over the middle, and that's complete. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a third and long. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down.
Yeah, nice little simple touch pass here by the quarterback, getting the ball out to the receiver who's in motion. Look, that doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, and no offense is ever going to say no to moving the chains.
First and goal, they'll try to run it in. Fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
Well, that is a textbook opening drive for this offense. Good job of blending the run with the pass. Had a little more success throwing the football, but when it became crunch time, they gave that ball to that running back, and he knows how to get the ball into the end zone.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. The passing game was so effective in the last possession, right down for a touchdown. We'll see if the defense can make adjustments. And that's incomplete. Even on a first down pass attempt, he felt heavy pressure.
In college football today, the quarterbacks get rid of the ball often so fast that this is a great example for young players on the defensive line. If you can't get to the quarterback, watch their eyes and try to get your hands up so when the ball comes, you can knock it away.
So a tricky situation here. Third and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. And it's incomplete. The defensive pressure affected his throw that time. And the punt team now on to kick it away.
The quarterback did all he could here to wait until the last possible moment, but he waits just a hair too long, which allows the defense.
The kick mishandled. The ball is loose.
Well, I thought the return team did a really good job of giving him some room to work with, but I feel like the returner was so focused on making a big play downfield that he forgot to take care of the football, and it cost him.
And there's the handoff. And the runner brought down after just a short gain.
Defense does a really nice job here of being able to contain that run game, held him just to 2 yards. Chris, to me, this changes the playbook a little bit now for the offense. The guy calling the plays at 2nd and 8, that's a different deal. Now he's got to probably thinking about going through the air instead of
looking to make a play deep downfield. Pass hauled in near the 10. Touchdown Tigers. Just ran away from the defense.
That's what makes this guy so dangerous as a wide receiver. He can catch the ball underneath, shake and bake and go by you, or use his speed to get around you and make a big play like this for a touchdown.
And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on first down.
Man, you got to love this if you're a defensive coordinator. It's all about affecting the quarterback and getting pressure on him. This time they got to him and forced that incompletion.
They look to throw it here on 2nd down. Catch made on the left side. Just a 4-yard gain, so it sets up 3rd and 6.
As quarterbacks, when you see man-to-man coverage, before the ball's even snapped, you're looking for a matchup you want to exploit, take advantage of. This time, he waits for the back to find that matchup with the linebacker.
Breaks into the clear. It's a sprint. Big gain, moves the ball across midfield to the 45.
Chris, all week they heard about how fast this guy is. The defensive coordinator told them they watched the film. They've seen this guy a lot. But I think the reality of seeing it now in person, I think it's surprised them. They've got to make some adjustments to their defense, or this guy and his speed will continue to have a field day.
And it's incomplete. Even on a first down throw, he was under some heavy pressure. Wideout's now clustered. And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it. The pickup is 4. Sets up a 3rd and 6 now. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. And they'll stop him just short of the marker. Good effort, but the defense holds. Now it's 4th down.
How about that, Chris? They run the football here on 3rd down, almost pick up the 1st down. What it does, though, is gives them a much better chance if they decide to go for this and picking up that 1st down.
And he's throwing for it on 4th down. Finds his receiver. That's enough for the 1st down. He's tackled inside the 35, picks up a 1st down.
Boy, that conversion right there was an absolute dart by the quarterback, hitting his receiver, and the ball comes out that fast. It puts so much pressure on the defense to locate the football, let alone trying to get their hands on it.
And they tackle him, but a solid gain down to around the 5-yard line.
Well, that's what you love to see from an offense. The offensive line and the running back in sync, working together, and it pays off. What a big gain. Thought he might be close to being able to take it all the way to the end zone, but the defense just brings him down there inside the 5.
They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. That was that excellent linebacker with a clear path, just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time, the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer. You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out the punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, he's unable to hold on to the football.
Great job by the defense so far. It's 3rd and goal from a long way out. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. They've got him. It's a sack for the defense.
Boy, it's 3rd and goal, Chris, and they decide to throw for it. Nowhere to go with the football. The defense comes up with this big sack. And as an offensive coordinator, I don't think it's a bad call at all, but you got to put more pressure on this quarterback to make quicker decisions to get the ball out of his hands much quicker.
And this one is right through. And they add to their lead.
Now, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
First down here, the offense has time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Looks to the left, pass caught. And they bring him down at the 5. Solid gain, though, in the completion. The offense in scoring position with a new set of downs. Big pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down. Second down and goal upcoming. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Man, that jet sweep action puts so much pressure on a defense. You get so locked in on the ball attacking you downhill. But when offenses sprinkle this kind of offense in, it stretches this defense out wide and can create some vertical seams for big plays.
We'll see what the offense dials up here on 3rd and goal. That's a design quarterback keeper. And he'll make it in for the score. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. So it's still early, but this offense beginning to build momentum and build the lead now, Kurt.
As we've seen over the years, Chris, good teams know how to use the first quarter to establish the lead, the second quarter to increase the lead, and the final half just to hold on to it. They're following that blueprint perfectly. Why?
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. And with time quickly fading here before halftime, wouldn't expect them to be too aggressive at this point. Testing the defense with a throw downfield. And it's intercepted. He stepped in front of that bullet. Going the other way, can they stop him? And he steps out of bounds after the great pick. Solid return to set up his offense.
I'm going to give the defensive coordinator a tip of the cap here. They went with dime coverage with 6 defensive backs, which gives them a lot more speed on the field. And with those defensive backs, they're able to play better in space. They recognize the ball, step in front of it for a nice interception.
Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they hit him just as he misses the ball. It's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
Fires it to the wideout. Oh, the pass is picked off. Not a big return, but the pick ends the scoring threat. The offense will now take over at the 30.
What a play by the defense. Really, the only way they can get back into this game is to create a turnover. They get an interception, and they're in business.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. They keep the drive going. It's a first down to the 46.
Well, it's great to see this quarterback from LSU make that throw and put it right on the money to pick up that first down. And I think that's the big thing that LSU fans want to see is consistency from the quarterback position. There have been moments where you've seen that. There have been other moments where they've been asking for more out of their quarterback. So you had the Burrow moment in 2019 that was historic, one of the best we've ever seen in the sport. But now you want to see throws like this and be a great complement to that running game, and then you become a complete package and a real threat in the SEC.
Oh, and it's incomplete. Tried a little lob pass there, but doesn't work.
Oh, my gosh. They almost came up with another interception. They had a pick on the last drive. They're doing such a good job of baiting this quarterback into throwing the ball into coverage and then making a play on the ball. Let's see if they can keep this going.
This offense picks up the first down. They tackle him at the 44.
How impressive these guys been up front today. Big third down, know what you need to do, get the first down, continue to hold on to that lead, continue to work clock, and get that much closer to securing a victory.
It's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense, almost anticipating this play. They're in position to bring him down for a loss.
Pass rush closing in. And it's the senior getting home with the sack.
Well, I love this defense and how they're playing some man coverage. And let's face it, when you do that, it's a bit risky. You can leave your defensive backs out there on islands, but the good combination of good coverage with a good pressure on the quarterback, and you come up with sacks like this.
So 2 losses in a row puts him in a tough spot, third and very long. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. And here comes the punter onto the field. And he'll kick it away now for the second time. Did not get a hold of it, not what the punter was hoping for. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. They're looking to build on the lead. They had to punt the football in their last possession. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Important second down play coming up. And now the handoff. Breaks loose at the 15. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Let's it go quickly. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. They get him down, but that's a nice play. Moves the ball to the 33.
Well, how about that? Another LSU wide receiver makes a big-time catch for the Tigers offense. Oh, just a couple names to throw out. How about OBJ? How about Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, who right now arguably two of the top receivers in the NFL, all from LSU. And watching this young man right here, he's hoping he's next in line.
Now it's second down here. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. The pocket breaking down. Gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's incomplete. They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. It's a short completion to the big tight end. They make the stop just short of the marker. It's going to be 4th down and inches to go.
Well, I thought we'd see this tight end all game long within this game plan, but that's just his second catch of the game. The defense has done a nice job of being able to recognize where he is and take him out of this plan.
And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. And the tackle is made as time runs out in the 3rd quarter. It's LSU on top as we take the break for the quarter. They got to be feeling pretty good about things as we wrap up the 3rd quarter. Let's review how we got here. So one final quarter to play. It's going to take a lot to turn this game around, but strange things do happen in college football. So here we go. First play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. There's the snap, looking to throw the ball. Pass complete on a crossing route. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain in that play.
Chris, that's another nice pickup through the air. I thought they might be really just out to run the football here with the lead. But instead, they're electing to throw the football. Different routes, quarterbacks in rhythm. Really, it's almost an extension of their passing game.
Hold up a second. The coach has called timeout. He may use a challenge here to have the officials take another look at that one. So not what the coach was hoping to hear. Took a chance with the timeout to get the replay. We'll see if burning that timeout is costly down the road. LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Ball handed off. Defense stops him, but that's a solid gain.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line in the running game here to be able to secure a victory. Good call, and just keep working that clock.
Good job bleeding the clock on this drive so far. They'll come up on a 2nd down. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Makes a quick grab. They wrap him up after the completion just short of the first down marker. And the long drive continues. The offense pushing the ball down the field. They'll try to run for the first down. Looks like LSU has the first down.
Well, this offense just seems to get more confident as this football game is played out. They've got a nice lead. Here they are in the 4th quarter, just working that clock, possessing the football, and trying to get out of here with a nice, solid victory.
First down, looking to throw the ball. It's a quick grab. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down.
Chris, another accurate throw by this quarterback, and this guy has just been on fire all game long, over 200 yards passing, but more importantly, making great decisions for this offense and put them in a position to win this game.
Touchdown, LSU. This offense is still clicking.
Boy, this guy has a knack for the end zone, doesn't he? That's 2 touchdowns for this guy today, and I don't know if he's done yet.
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. The last possession, they really had the passing game clicking. Move right down the field for a touchdown. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play.
You know, the good thing about this play is it's not an explosive play, but it really gives you a chance now to be able to pick up a first down here on this next play.
Second down, we're going to throw it. Makes a quick catch. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down.
Now, the running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
You set it down to the offense, 1st and 10. And the tackle is made after a 4-yard gain, so 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I like this call here late in the game like this with the lead. Nothing too fancy, just right up the middle. Trust that offensive line and this running back and just keep working that clock.
To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards, and I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
That short completion sets up a 3rd down play. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Gain moves it to the 24. That's a fresh set of downs.
The defense has got to do a much better job here of adjusting to the pre-snap motion. They just kind of stayed in place, and it gave the receiver plenty of room there to make a nice play.
This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. Handoff to the back. They'll keep the clock moving. And that run produces a decent gain. Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. LSU now operating in the red zone. They'll test the right side here. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
You know, I'd say this run is pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, the guys up front have controlled the line of scrimmage. They've given a quarterback time to throw. They've been able to run, really, whatever they've wanted to. That's why the points are going up on the board. Right now, the psyche of this offense is we're in control, and we can do whatever we want, whatever we feel like doing.
2nd and goal for the offense. Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up 3rd down. Offense moving backwards here, a long way from the goal line now. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And the defense wraps him up.
Boy, I'm a big fan of that jet sweep motion like that. It really forces the defense to stretch them out horizontally and can create some vertical seams for this offense. They got some positive yards. Didn't quite get the first down, but I'll tell you what they've done. Planted a seed on this defense that they better defend this style of play moving forward.
So what's the play call? It's 4th and goal from the 3. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. But it's incomplete. The defense. Fresh set of downs for the offense. 1st down. From the gun, he looks for an open man. Snags the quick throw. And a timeout is taken. Just 2 seconds left on the clock. That completion makes it 2nd and medium. There's the snap. And he's looking to throw. Oh, they've got him for a sack. Trying to pad the lead here on the final play. The defense had other ideas. Wow, what a tremendous run these guys have had. And now they can call themselves champions of the SEC. That's one of the most difficult titles to earn in this sport. And now with the playoff looming, they can find out how they fare against the 11 other best teams in the nation. And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.